That's the one. Hey, that's the one. That's the one. Welcome back to another episode of the Bandwagon Bible. Now, first of all, I want to just point out something very important. Tom Cronin and myself are in the same room for the first time in probably about 3 months. So, first of all, just want to shout out to Tommy. Good to see you, buddy.
Shout outs.
And obviously, I don't need to say much about the man in the middle. We all know Matthew Croker. He's a bad man. Welcome back to the Bandwagon Bible, my brother.
Thank you, brah. It's always a pleasure to come in here.
Is this number 3, Crokes?
It's number 4. I did one with Connor, me and him, and then I did one
257, and I did one with just you.
Yeah, and then I did one with KP in here, in this very spot. I can't remember where me and Connor did ours. Do you remember?
That was out in the shed, I think.
That was a year ago now.
The shed, that's right. At the old the little warehouse thing, yeah. And now I'm 1 ounce.
So
loyalty, boys. I've been here and I've poured all 4 of them.
You can't bite.
Well, first of all, I want to say what's good. Crokes, what's been going on with you, bro? How's life? Everything's going all right?
Mate, life's good. I messed my jaw up a little while ago. So it was about 3.5 weeks ago. Cracked my jaw playing footy. So I got a little fracture in there. So I've been out of business. I've just been training in rehab, and that's a fake. It's a fake. Don't worry about it.
Nice.
Don't worry about that watch. It's a fake.
Yeah, must have re-signed or something.
I got it given to me. So mate, I've been a bit out of action lately, and other than that, I just cruising. I don't really get up to too much.
When's the comeback? When are you back?
I'm back next week.
Yeah, can you stop staying on my questions, bro? This is not your podcast, okay? This is Matthew Croker's podcast.
So
he is now the new face of this podcast. So, first of all, just want to say, Tommy, what's been happening, bro?
just working.
You're good?
Lately, man.
Life's good?
Yeah.
Busy?
Busy.
You look run down, bro. You got a coffee today, man. Is everything all good?
I needed it too, man. It's picked me up. I'm ready to go now.
While we're there, bro, just a quick little mental health check-in. Tommy, how are you? How's the head?
Good, bro. Good.
Yeah?
Just
Not
get
lying to
through
me?
these couple of weeks. And
All these viewers are watching,
I'm
bro.
gravy, man. All 6 of them. Mum, I'm doing good. I feel great.
I'll watch it back.
What about you, Crokes? How's the head? All good?
Mate, headspace is
Feeling
grouse. Never better. How are you, man? See, this is the thing when you're the host.
Oh,
you always ask everyone
thanks,
and they
bro.
always answer.
See, this guy must run a podcast.
But they never ask you back. How are you? First of all, what's up? What have you been doing?
Mate, just poked along. Had a couple of good weekends. Enjoyed myself. Headspace is good, man. No issues. Life's good, man. We got a couple of people waiting out the front here saying what's up.
Yeah, they just want to get involved, mate. Who wouldn't? It's the Bandwagon Bible. Mate, we got a lining up down the street.
Who else wants a signature? Re-signed till 2024. Help yourself. Now, first of all, we're going to chat about the elephant in the room. All right?
Yeah.
The serious elephant.
Yeah.
Who's your new missus, bro?
No, do not have one. Do not have one.
Okay.
Don't know where you got that information.
No, I'm just playing, bro. Just playing.
Harry's really wrong, bro.
Yeah, I know. We just want to talk about it. You've re-signed till 2024, mate.
Massive congrats.
Congratulations, mate. We
Thanks.
fucking love you, and no bloke deserves it better. I'm not gonna rant on about it. I'm not here to piss you off, but mate, you've worked harder than anyone I know, and I've seen you get after it since under 16s, bro. You've been here a long time. So.
Thanks, lads.
The Croker does it, man.
Well done, bro.
Appreciate it.
Well
Thanks,
done.
boys. It was a
No
big
one
moment.
deserves it more except for probably me or him, but that's all right. We'll move on.
So, obviously, when did you resign?
I technically re-signed. What's today? The 27th. I would have re-signed about just under a week ago.
Yeah, because this is news to me. I've never heard anything about this.
Yeah, but I was always going to. I found out probably a bit over a month ago that the club was going to offer me a 2-year deal, and I was always going to take it, but it just took some. Just a little bit of finalisation and stuff like that, and then I finally got it done. So
A lot of behind the scenes.
yeah, a little bit of that stuff,
Contracts are annoying, man. Like, I've
Yeah.
signed my multi-million one last week with the Dolphins. Nah, Dolphins. I signed with Dolphins. Me and Money are going to play in the halves, bro, so look long, play short.
I don't know if you heard, but there was another signing at the Knights. There wasn't reported about much, but our man KP staying for another 5.
Yeah, nah, I don't think there was much talk about it. There wasn't much talk about it. Now, I know KP's a big fan of the podcast, and he's been on here before, so obviously he'll be watching when we put this up. Obviously. So just congrats to you boys, man. That's hectic. The KP train and the Matt Croker boys are back together.
Staying together.
I heard they're even back together more, but we don't need to touch on that. But
easy.
Sending love, KP. Now, obviously, you're stoked, bro. How was it feeling when you signed it? You were happy?
Yeah.
Stoked?
Because it was just like the last couple of years, mate. It's just been a rough rough few years. Like 2020 was a tough season, not getting to play any footy.
Yeah.
And then it felt like it was all getting back to normal last year. And then like I got to make my debut, which was off its head.
Yeah.
And then it was like I was back training full time, and it was like, you know, you train and then you play cup, and I was in contention for grade, and then it all got thrown to the shit again.
Yeah.
And COVID stuffed it up again. And I was like, oh, mate.
So we was running together.
Back in that sort of same position that I was sort of 16 months ago. And I was like, oh, mate, this is doing me head in. But, yeah, mate, I was pretty proud because, you know, I felt like I'd done a bit of a hard road. So, But then again, there's a lot of people who've done it hard. So
No, let's just touch on that while we're there. Obviously, you moved here. When did you move here?
I moved here
15?
Just before I turned 17, so back end of 2016.
Okay, so you played your 18s here, 2 years of 18s.
Yeah, I played
2 years of 20s.
Yep, and then a couple of years of cups. So I played my top age 18s. Yeah, played my top age 18s.
In the 20s.
Because like I did, you know, you just sort of do that little pre-season with the 20s, and you go back and you play 18s, and then you go back up and you play 20s, and then the next year you played 20s again. Mm-hmm. I think that year was a year I debuted at cup. Which is like a big thing when you're young,
100%.
you know. Like it does mean a lot because you get to play with sort of some ex-NRL players or blokes that have played NRL.
Or before the NRL games as well. So like it feels
that's
nice.
how it
It's just a
used to
mad
be,
buzz, you know. And then the next year I was still eligible for 20s, so I played a little bit of that early in the year, and then played sort of a fair bit of cup that year. And then that next year was 2020. When played that first game of cup in the year, and then it was just no footy,
roller coaster,
no footy for the rest.
Wow. So let's just go back a bit. Obviously, you've been here for 6 seasons with Knights.
Yeah.
Now you obviously climbed up. You've had some setbacks along the way. You know, whether it's injury, whether you've COVID, whether it's just missing out on that top 30. But now you're obviously a part of the top 30, man. How was your resilience through? Obviously, there's days where you would have been like, oh, fuck this, I'm done. I'm not going to play footy anymore.
Mate.
I know obviously got to that point last year, but I mean, like, obviously it's all paid off now, but how do you get up every day and just, have that hunger?
Tell you what, I heard this saying one day, and it says sometimes the best gifts come badly wrapped, and it sounds weird, but when I got the chance to go back to cup, I really actually enjoyed it, as tough as it was. When you go back there and you turn up and everyone's been through the same slog, because a lot of us are working, right? Yeah. So you turn up there and everyone's had a big day, and you're sort of talking about, oh, mate, I had to do this. And then you all get in, and then you all start again, and you start training. So you sort of find a little bit extra love for it. And I was pretty lucky in that sense, even though it might have seemed like a really bad thing at the time. It was actually a really good thing as an outcome, because I probably got a little bit more love for footy. Yeah. And also, I think it made me respect how much I enjoyed being up full time. Because it is a tough life, man.
Yeah,
when you're working from 7 till 4, and then going straight to training from 5 till 8, and then doing it 5 days a week, you're like, mate, I'd much prefer to do what I'm doing now. I'd much prefer that.
Yeah, 100%. So keep your let's just touch on headspace. Like, obviously, what do you do for yourself to keep yourself happy, or a hobby outside of rugby league? Because I know obviously you're full time, you're doing it most days, and it's tough on the mental stability.
Yeah.
How do you, obviously 257 is a massive part of that, where that's your outside work. Yeah. What else do you do to keep yourself happy, bro?
Well, 257 was probably the big one. That was a bit of a getaway, and it sort of gave me something to look forward to each week. We'll probably touch on that a bit later about where that's headed. But mate, other than that, I'm real lucky. I'm blessed with a big family, so I'm the middle of 5 kids. Yeah, to the Crokers. So and there was 4 of us living here last year. Now all 5 of us are here.
Oh, they're all up here?
Yeah. My little sister's just moved here, so she just started.
Welcome, Soph.
So now we're all in the same place. They're probably me getaway. I used to play a little bit of golf last year. I probably don't get heaps of enjoyment out of that. I get more frustration, to be honest. Just go, what am I doing this shit for? Yeah, but hanging out with my family is probably my biggest one. I live with my little brother, so you boys know
he is the man.
He's a little ray of sunshine when you need him. So he's just good to get your mind off anything.
How often do you speak to your family about footy? Is it
about
pretty
footy?
Often?
Nah, to be honest, Tommy, not too much about footy, man. Yeah. I sort of keep that card sort of close to my chest, because as you know, footy can be like a little bit political. Yeah. So I don't want them to get like too caught up in it, and because it's really hard from someone looking from the outside in what it's really like
to relate to it.
Yeah, and so I don't want them sort of getting caught up, because then they because then they sort of get a bit confused. They're like, why would that happen? And I just sort of got to say, well, that's just the way it is, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Without sort of diving into too much detail, but obviously me and Haz talk a fair bit of footy when we're at home because we live together.
Yeah.
But in terms of talking it to my sisters, I rarely do. But then, and my older brother. But on the other hand, Tommy, that's the getaway. Because I don't have to talk. Because sometimes footy gets too much, and you're like, oh mate. And then when you finally talk to them, you're not talking to them about footy, and you're going, oh mate, how good is this? You know, mate, it's a little bit of a breath of fresh air kind of thing.
So you get that perspective change.
And then you just get to talk about other stuff. I talk to my brother about how his job is, and then like my little sister, my older sister, and then you just sort of like you just dabble in other conversations that aren't footy, what happened on the weekend, how I was training and stuff like that. And it's good to get away sometimes, man. Absolutely. It really is.
Yeah, now we're on that, obviously still on that 257 Collective. We're just going to touch on that and move to that. Now, 257 Collective, like, they don't know that, first of all, I want to touch on, they don't know that you have a new car. No. This 257 crew doesn't know that you have a new car, okay?
Yeah, well, this is the first announcement to the collective, that I did get a little upgrade. It's not a great car, but it's a
great car.
That should have been above the resigning.
Oh, 100%. Sorry, I just thought I'd throw that in there. But, like, I want to just ask, just for people that are watching, I want to hear how many Ks and what year model had on it and your best memory in it. And who was she?
Okay, I'll start at the top. I think it was a 2001 model. So the way I actually got that car was my mum and dad bought it for my mum's mum, so my grandmother.
Yep.
And they just bought it for her, and she just used to use it all the time. But because she lives in Sydney, she used to always visit my mum and dad, which is a 4-hour drive. And then when I finally got my Ps, my 2 cousins that live in Sydney, they bought my nan a new car. And so she gave it to me. Anyway, I gave it a fair flogging because when I got this car, right, Tommy, when I got the car was when I just moved to Newey. So I used to get a little bit homesick. So every weekend I would find an excuse to go back. So there's a little 2-hour trip back and you're doing that almost every week. Yeah. Not to mention like the driving to school. And then I had a real close mate. We would love listening to music. So some days we just go for like a 2-hour drive. Like we drive out to Muswellbrook for no reason just to listen to music. And like, cause we just enjoyed that. And I just used to give it a fair whack. I think at the end, when it finally got chucked on the tow truck, I think it might add 10,000.
Wow, that's an innings. And Corollas, they don't die, man.
I remember someone telling me when I was like 16 years old, they're like, mate, can't kill a Toyota. And then I ended up getting myself a Toyota.
Try, man.
Yeah, and I gave it a fair run for its money.
I remember we got a lift back from one of the games.
This is great.
We got a lift back from one of the games. Anyways, there would have been like, I think there was nearly 6 of us in the car.
Big boys too, big boys.
I was in the middle. Anyways, we're driving back and we can hear this. So the tyre was flat, bro. And we're rolling all the way back. And we pretty much get to the gas station, pump it up a bit and then roll home, bro. It was all the time.
So I used to like be terrible with my car. Like if I hear a noise, I just
turn the volume up.
Yeah, I'd just drive around with headphones on, or like if I had a flat tyre, I would just like pump it up at the fuel station, and then I'll just wait until it like maybe it takes a week, slow leak, and then it would finish after a week. I'll just go pump it up again, Easy. Anyway, we played.
Well, you live across the road from the bloody service.
And we played one day, and the boys were like, I must have been drinking for some reason, and they were like, "Crokes, can you give us a lift?" I was like, "Oh yeah, 100%." They're like, "Oh mate, geez, that tyre's looking a bit flimsy." And I was like, "Nah, boys, don't worry about it. I know my car. Next thing you know, like 600 Ks has got in the car and it's just gone. And then we got to the petrol station. Bobcat was like, "Mate, I'll just call an Uber." I was like, "Boys, I know my car. Don't worry about it.
She'll get us there,
I was like, if we crash, I need a new car anyway." So that was my mindset.
That was the analogy. Oh, it's lived a good and best memory in there, bro. Driving first time.
I remember the first time I drove, I thought I got a speeding ticket. That was a bad memory. I don't know. I didn't have too many. I love driving. I find it so therapeutic, just like cruising back at night.
Chuck the music on.
Yeah, you chuck the music on.
Frank Ocean.
I could drive for hours. So I don't know. Some of them long trips I did, they were all pretty fun.
Yeah, grouse.
Nothing raunchy.
Yeah. No, we don't need to get in that anyway.
Car, I'm a big boy.
But while we're touching on that,
Mum is watching.
Now, obviously, you signed till 2024. You're here for another, how many years? 2.5 years?
Yeah, 2.5 years.
Technically,
yeah.
Before you get re-signed again. Now, moving forward for Matt Croker, right? Is the love line open for a lovely female?
It's open, It's open. I'm not searching for it.
But I'm saying footy obviously comes first, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the focus of footy is there. So all I'm saying is the line open, but what do they need to understand, bro?
No, well, the line's open, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go looking for it.
Yeah. Well, I just thought, since you got 10K followers on Instagram, like, there's probably a bit more DMs there, you know what I mean?
He's done
like,
his research, Tommy. He's done his research.
10.2, 10.2 to be exact. Now, I'm not going to ask to see your DMs, but like, how's the request looking at the moment?
Oof, dry, man.
Don't lie.
You know
when people like it.
Can I tell you something about my request? Is I like, this might sound arrogant or whatever, but I reply to every single request I get. I do.
That's groovy, bro.
So if it's a little kid,
I'm starting to make fake accounts, man.
If it's a little kid or something, ask, like, just saying hello, and they like, especially last year, because we'd make.
This is why you're the GOAT, bro.
No, I don't do it for that reason. I just do it because
you're a good bloke.
Because I'd imagine if I looked up to someone, in a way, I'm not saying people look up to. I'm just saying if a young fella, like, especially like if they're in Year 9 or football or something, they like the podcast and they want to send me a message, I just feel like it would be rude not to reply. So
I guess you can be grateful to.
I always send a message. So I always reply to them. So actually, my message requests are 0.
Ooh,
because he's been replied to
0,
girls.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. He obviously replies to everything. He's answered it. He's answered it in the best way possible, right? He's gone around the girl thing and he's done the best thing possible as a Croker would do.
Like a good bloke.
Yeah.
And then he's like, basically said, "Girls, message me because I will reply."
That's a political answer, that one.
Oh man! Now 257 obviously not happening. What's the update and what's happening, bro?
Yeah, mate, we're working. We'll most likely have an announcement tomorrow, so that'll be I don't know when this is dropping.
This won't be out till Thursday.
Yeah, well, Thursday around 6 o'clock.
That's when we drop, cuz.
Yeah, so
taking all our thunder, man.
I can't give you the exclusive.
Nah, it's all good, man. You don't need to give us exclusive.
There's an announcement coming tomorrow, but yeah, you'll hear more about it.
All right. Well, how's KP and how's Connor?
Mate, they're going good. I was just on the phone to Connor. He's going well, mate. I seen him last week. He's enjoying his time in Sydney. He really likes that kind of lifestyle. It was tough when he first left. Not having him around was a bit weird because he's sort of like, in our group, well, so he was the oldest. And like without knowing, he just sort of, he didn't take control of the group, but because he's always got so much energy, he'd always look for something to do, right, Tommy? So he'd always be like, not organising feeds, but just like sending out a little message, planting a seed, anyone for a feed tonight, and then like, or just other things, like he'd always want to go to the beach, and without that, you sort of don't really realise how much you actually lose. But KP's going well, man. He's loving his golf at the moment, so I don't see a whole heap of him other than training, but he's going good.
Well, that's good to know. Thanks, bro.
I feel like there's a hard-hitting question coming up.
No. I've hit you hard enough.
When you do that little giggle, it gets me nervous.
I've hit you hard enough, bro. So moving forward, is there potential that, Matt Croker will, I don't know, obviously don't know the exclusive, but is down the track that you potentially do something yourself, or is there, podcast dreams later on? I know you touched on that you're going to do some stuff with the Knights.
Yeah. So the Knights want me to sort of jump on and co-host, which will be fun. Yeah, which will be fun. So
how do we get on that?
Hopefully, listen,
you don't play for the Knights?
I'll talk to the.
I think they want the old boys to come back.
That's us. Yeah,
I'll talk to the co-host, man. I know him. I know him pretty well. So I'll probably end up doing that, mate. Just jump on, have a bit of fun with that, just so I don't sort of lose. Sort of the fun of doing podcasts. Plus, it always gives me something to do because I like writing up sort of scripts and stuff like that. It's
you can write up hours anytime you want, bro.
Mate, I'm always here to help out.
Just take over. Now, while we're on footy chat, bro, let's just talk about the Knights, obviously. Had a couple of tough losses on the trot.
Yeah.
How's the headspace with all the boys and how's the coach?
No, it's been a rough couple of weeks, man. Like,
it's obviously harder to watch on the sideline.
Yeah, it is hard to like. That makes it tougher. But look, the first sort of few losses, we didn't accept them, but we had a couple of reasonings. Like obviously Penrith won, man. We had 12 men for 50 minutes or whatever.
That was tough, eh?
And we still gave it a fair crack. And like the Cronulla one, sort of, we had them there for a little bit, and then we just sort of slipped away. And I'm not saying there was excuse, but there was things that sort of went on where. It's early, and it's early in the season. That was round 3 and 4, so you sort of move past. But the last couple of weeks, mate, just plain and simple, haven't really been. It's just been unacceptable. So, but look, the best thing about footy is there's always next week. So we got a big week coming up. I think the most disappointing thing was when you have 25,000 there and you toss up like a bit of a... It's hard for me to speak of because I wasn't playing.
Yeah.
And I haven't been playing cup, so it's pretty hard for me to talk about. But yeah, that's just sort of the vibe, you know.
Yeah. I think we heard what KP said and you hit it on the nose, I think. That's all needs to be said.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, grouse, bro. There's a couple questions here for you, Croaks.
These listener questions?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I'm in trouble here.
No, you've been actually... None of the boys have hit it.
Oh.
One of the young boys from back home. What's been your most memorable moment playing for the Knights?
For the Knights? Oh,
well, a couple of years there.
I think, look, obviously, like debut is the grouse. But in round 2 this year when we beat the Tigers at home, that was my first win.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty special because I'd played 2 games in 2021 and we lost both of them.
Yeah.
And then I played Tigers and Panthers. So... Tigers, my first win was a mad feeling. That was the best buzz. There was like 24,000 there. It was a sunny arvo. It was so good.
Yeah.
But if I'm sort of looking back, mate, we've had some fun times. I remember one day we won on the bell at Belmore, and mate, Bowie Firma scored a try and Cody Dark scored. Yeah, he kicked it from the corner. But there was a real weird moment because they didn't have a scoreboard, and so our trainers ran on there, and he's gone like. Because we all thought it was 16 all.
Yeah.
And we said to him, we're like, mate, is it 16 all? And we were setting up for kickoff because we heard the hooter go.
Yeah.
And he was like playing these real weird like mind games with us. He was looking at us like, yeah, it's 16 all, like trying to put pressure on us. And we're like, well, why are we setting up for a kickoff? And while we're trying to work out if it's 16 all and if there's no time left, Darky's over there lining up his kick. And then like when we all sort of get the idea that it's 16 all. If Darky kicks this, we win. As we sort of get that realisation, Darky kicks it. And we all sort of like started running. It was like it was in slow motion. As the ball was in the air, we started running. And then we seen the flags go out. That was a pretty cool moment. That's one that sticks out.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than the debut and the first win, yeah, that'd probably be up there.
Yeah, man.
There's a real bad one. We actually got beat on the bell one day to get into a grand final. That was a tough one. That was
like when you boys kicked the field goal on us down at Canberra.
Oh, I played in that game. Johnsy kicked it. Yeah, I played in that game.
I know the dog.
We didn't make semis because of that.
I forgot about that. Yeah, because it was about round 23.
Yeah, bro, it was
we
late.
needed to win that to get into the semis.
we had to win as well.
Yeah. No, but this one, we were versing Penrith. And, mate, the riff. And this was when Dane Laurie was playing for Penrith.
Oh, yeah.
And there was
just tearing it up.
It was like 20 seconds to go. We kicked the ball out. We're up by 2. We thought, no way. They go scrum, lay one in. And we just felt like we had him handled. And then Dane Laurie just like caught this ball above his head and then slipped through. And it was just all hell broke loose and scoring the corner.
Oh.
And they ended up losing the grand final. So
thank God.
So annoying, but it was just we were so close. I think we were minor premiers that year.
Yeah.
It was a good year. We had a good side.
Yeah, grouse, bro. And then I got one about 257. How's the 257 Collective? Since it's your podcast, boss, you got lots of dollar bills for this.
Who said that? How's the 257 since it's your
I don't know.
podcast?
And then she said, and how's it running with the Knights for the next 3 years?
Well, Knights is good. But the podcast,
unfortunately.
I don't know how to answer that. How is
I suppose you can't really answer.
Yeah, I can't answer.
Oh, well, we've already answered that question.
Till the news comes.
And then last one, describe your perfect Sunday sesh, bro.
Oh.
You don't say Queen's Wharf Hotel.
It's Queen's.
Right there. There's your perfect Sunday
it's Queen's
sesh.
Wharf until I die, mate. I haven't been able to have a proper Sunday session in a long time.
No, I haven't seen.
Nah, because a lot of times when we go a Sunday game, we go into a Saturday game.
Yeah.
So we go a short turnaround, and
yeah.
it's like they don't really like us drinking on the short turnarounds.
Fair enough.
But mate, I'm due for one. Jeez, I'm due for one. I've had
Tongan?
Oh god, I've had some good nights there, mate. I've had some grout. Some of the best.
We might know a bloke might be able to get you in, bro.
Yeah, he might be able to help me out.
One or two dudes. They'll get you in. Side door.
Tommy, you got anything else, bro? That's us.
Nah, bro, that's pretty gravy, man.
That's
It's just a
short
pleasure
and
to have you
sharp.
on.
I
Yeah,
liked it.
nah, we just got to get in and get after it. Just want to say, Croaks, congratulations on the re-signing, bro. Thanks so much for joining the Bandwagon Bible, now known as the Croker Bible.
No, thank you, boys. Like I said, I'm always here to help you out if you ever need. I love coming on here. You're two very
Handsome.
good blokes in Newcastle, mate. So you do a lot of work that goes unseen. So I enjoy
on the
helping
piece.
yous
Steel
out.
City.
Bless you, bro. Appreciate
Steel
it.
City.
Yeah, anyway.
That'd be Matty Hoy in that van. I seen him the other day, actually. I've got a set of Steel City budgies.
It's a good drop.
How do you look at him? Can you send us a
good.
photo?
Good drop.
Nah.
Signing out. Thanks so much for having us. Peace.
Bless.
Yeah.